Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
To Queensland soon, but first, Tasmania's tourism industry has received a major cash injection as it desperately tries to address a worker shortage. The support can't come soon enough, with traders and small businesses struggling to fill vacancies.
The Welcome Back campaign fuelling a thriving industry. An $800,000 federal government injection is hoping to attract more tourism and hospitality workers as we enter some busy months.
That can be anything from coming in to being front of house, through to working in events, through to being hiking guides and out in the wilderness.
But as the industry grapples with ongoing staffing shortages, there are concerns the lack of staff will cause business to grind to a halt, unable to keep up.
Look, primarily because it is the busiest time of the year, so we're crying out for staff at the moment. I think it's the one time that people are really getting out enjoying hospitality and tourism around the states.
It follows new ABS data out today showing Tasmania suffered the slowest population growth of all states and territories. Labor says 15,000 Tasmanians leaving in the past year alone is cause for concern.
What we're seeing is a plane load of Tasmanians every 4 days actually leaving the state, which is enormous. What it shows is that Tasmania's economy is starting to shrink.
But the state government continues to back our workers' skills and training.
We are seeing record numbers of apprentices and trainees in TAFE studying hospitality. So we certainly are delighted to see, especially young people, getting really skilled up.
Groups like the Beacon Foundation are calling on the next generation of workers to step up, sharing the tricks of the tourism trade.
So far this year, we've delivered 37 different programs in 27 schools, connecting with about 526 different student engagements.
Despite the industry challenges, traders remain optimistic about the months ahead.
I was just really excited coming off probably a quieter winter than normal, that they're really excited by hopefully a booming summer period.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
A 4-day manhunt has come to an end with a person arrested over a fatal motorbike crash near Yolla on Friday. Police claim the man was driving a stolen car and fled the Murchison Highway scene, sparking the multi-day search. A 43-year-old motorcyclist on holidays from Malaysia died as a result of the 3-vehicle crash. Another man was also hospitalised. The accused was taken into custody this afternoon. Charges are yet to be laid. Australia's Civil Aviation Safety Authority says it's working closely with beleaguered airline Bonza as it seeks approval to operate aircraft borrowed from Canadian budget carrier Flair. It follows repeated cancellations of Bonza's Launceston to Gold Coast route due to aircraft shortages less than a month since launching the flights. Bonza telling us the majority of its flights remain operational and it's deeply sorry for the impact to customers. Swimmers are warned to steer clear of mid-beach at Blackmans Bay after a sewage spill contaminated the water, making it dangerous to swim until at least tomorrow afternoon. Signs have been put in place after Kingborough Council noticed the spill this morning. No other waterways have yet been affected, but any change to conditions will be published on the Derwent Estuaries website. Well, the Royal Hobart Hospital's neonatal and paediatric intensive care unit has been gifted $10,000 from Cripps Bakery. The funds expected to lend a helping hand to stressed families of some of the most critically ill newborns and children in the state.
Being able to provide lunch or breakfast or whatever that might look like. It might be buying books for them to read to their babies or their children.
It will also assist families with some of the costs associated with having a child in the unit. Forestry Tasmania has agreed to temporarily stop logging near Geeveston ahead of an injunction hearing in the Supreme Court. Forest defenders from the Bob Brown Foundation spent weeks in the trees hoping to protect a rare local. The critically endangered swift parrot feeds and breeds in the Commandy Divide forest.
In my lifetime, there were thousands and thousands of them. Now there's less than 1,000. By the end of this decade, there'll be less than 100.
The injunction hearing is now listed for January 29. The United States' only icebreaker has made a pit stop in Hobart ahead of its annual journey to the southern continent. Crew aboard the Polar Star making the most of the visit before leaving on a mission to make travelling the notorious southern waters safer.
For nearly 5 decades, it's cleared a path for science on the southern continent. The Polar Star, responsible for ensuring vital supplies make it to Antarctica.
Pick our way through the sea ice and get to the fast ice and basically carve a trail out for them so the container ship and fuel ships can get in there.
The US Coast Guard vessel stopping in Hobart this week before its 27th mission. More than 150 crew taking the time to tour Tasmania while the ship is restocked.
It's pretty close to Antarctica, especially where we go into the Ross Sea. The hospitality is wonderful and it's a great logistics stop for us as well.
121 metres long and 42 metres high. Up to 9 engines power this ship. From cranes to extra vessels through to a second bridge, it's equipped to deal with the treacherous conditions it faces. Crew members also able to relax with movie nights and a gym. The unique rugby ball shape helping fracture large sheets of ice.
It's a combination of hull thickness, hull design, and horsepower. So the hull up forward is over 2 inches thick of steel.
The stopover, which included school visits, also strengthening the bonds between the two countries.
A real tangible example of the strong connection that the United States and Australia have, particularly when it comes to Antarctica.
It won't be long before the historic ship is consigned to history. Replacement ships will enter service by 2030.
We're kind of sad to see her go, actually, and I think we're going to keep her around for a while, but we also are looking forward to the new technology.
Polar Star departs on Wednesday. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Christmas might be a week away, but the Menzies Research Centre has received an early present from the group behind the annual Bordy Panto. More than $10,000 was raised, with the centre receiving a cheque this morning. The funds will help support research into multiple sclerosis.
Completing one of our clinical trials, which is running here in Tasmania to try and work out whether we can actually repair people's brains.
Despite the fact that people are in fairly tough times economically, the generosity of Tasmanians is almost legendary.
The money was raised through donations collected during the Panto's run last month. More Tasmanian producers are being offered an additional splash with the revamped Tamar Irrigation scheme going live. Its timing is a welcome drop for the region's winery sector, with at least one new vineyard ready to tap into the benefits.
A new player adding its name to the Tamar Valley vineyard map, hoping to turn water into wine.
We've just started our stage 1 development of vineyards. We want to be a part of it. And without the water through this valley, we're not able to do what you can see behind us.
Go Farm is tapping into the revamped Tamar Irrigation scheme, looking to receive its share of more than 13,000 megalitres of high reliability irrigation water up for sale.
High surety water is the backbone to many of our agricultural activities, and it is the thing that allows people to go and invest.
That is the difference between whether or not you can develop or whether you can't, how much you can expand the types of crops that you can have.
After launching last year, the scheme has been given a freshen up, designed to reflect the region's current demands and future-proof local growers.
We have a fantastic source of water and we're looking to go into areas that have previously been undeveloped or underdeveloped because of lack of irrigation water.
Applications are now open, with producers encouraged to sip the success of the region's reputation. Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
The wheels on the bus are once again going round and round at Glenorchy's Aurora Disability Services, unwrapping an early Christmas present, brand new wheels. It's replacing their old bus, which was 20 years old and no longer fit for purpose. Fundraising efforts by the group helped along by a $30,000 gift from Lions Clubs.
It's great to see their smiles on their faces, knowing that they've got to get where they need to go, especially with the holiday program coming up.
Been able to help so many people in so many different ways by just making funds available to buy something like a bus. It's just a fabulous feeling.
Aurora supports around 350 people with disabilities.
The Hurricanes say they've got no fear of the Scorchers' home ground advantage when they face Perth at Optus Stadium on Wednesday. Looking to put last week's loss to the Sixers behind them, the Canes are confident the fast-paced wicket will be a bonus.
Back after a week off, the Hurricanes are raring to play. The week-long break, however, a welcome one, giving them a chance to catch up with family before Christmas.
A lot of boys got the opportunity to go home and sort of reset.
Got the chance to go back to New Zealand for a handful of days in between this sort of big break that we've had as well. So, yeah, nice to see family.
Last week's loss to the Sixers in Launceston is behind them. The highly fancied Perth Scorchers now in their sights.
Excited to be back here, even though we pop off to Perth. Excited to be back and kind of get the rest of the campaign going.
Optus Stadium has been a furnace for visiting sides. Its parochial crowd and bouncy wicket striking fear into many, with Pakistan finding out the hard way last night. Far from being concerned, the Canes are confident the ground will work in their favour.
A lot on offer for the spinners by the looks of things, so super excited and yeah, it's a different place to play there than it is in Blunston.
Yeah, I think when you get a little bit of pace on the ball and you can start hitting through the line a bit better.
Anderson looking forward to what the Canes' pace attack can deliver.
On some of those quicker, bouncier wickets, our big nasty fasties will hopefully get the job done.
Meanwhile, the injured Riley Meredith is doing everything he can to get back on the pitch.
You see him working and he's super eager to be ready and healthy for that one.
You can see Wednesday's match here on 7 Tasmania from 7 p.m. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania has fallen to Victoria in their final pool match of the Under-19 Women's National Championships in Brisbane. 2 wickets from Tassie's Amy Smith put the brakes on Victoria's innings this afternoon, but it was short-lived, taking just 37 overs to match Tasmania's target of 185. Scott Roth isn't blaming the short turnaround and flight from Perth for yesterday's loss to the Kings, rounding out a horror weekend which has seen them drop to 4th on the NBL ladder, pointing the finger instead at sloppy gameplay. The slip out of the top 2 makes Saturday's encounter with the Hawks all the more important.
We'll go and work hard this week, prepare as best as we can to go into a place that will probably be rocking. They're feeling really good. They're playing some good basketball.
The Hawks have won 3 of their past 4 games.
Good evening. Maximum temperatures were 1 to 3 degrees below average in most areas, while we hope for sunnier days ahead as we fast approach Christmas. Today, Hobart and Launceston both 21 degrees, 18 the top for Devonport and Burnie. The state's top recorded on Flinders Island today with 24, St Helens 22, Friendly Beaches and Grove 21, 20 on King Island, Smith to Maria Island and Bushy Park 19, Low Head and Strawn 18, Lyweni 16 degrees. The satellite shows a vast low to high level cloud band extending from the northwest over Tasmania. A broad cloud band is extending through Tasmania, Victoria and into South Australia. Other areas of cloud pass from northern Queensland into the Gulf of Carpentaria and the northern coast of New South Wales. Tomorrow a trough is passing to the east of the state and a ridge of high pressure extends through Bass Strait. South to southwesterly winds 15 to 25 knots, although west to northwesterly winds 10 to 20 knots about the east. Winds reaching up to 30 knots at times about the north and east, with swells building up to 3 metres. Tomorrow, a strong wind warning is in place between Sandy Cape to Tasman Island. More showers on the way in the south. Hobart 17, 18 for Adventure Bay, 14's the top for Tarraleah. Showers in Launceston 21, 21 also in Devonport with a possible shower, although showers are likely to ease in Bridport, 21's the maximum. Sunny skies forecast in Burnie 18, easing showers for Strawn 17, a shower or 2 for Marrawar, also expecting 17. Showers for St Helens and Whitemark tomorrow 21, showery also in Swansea 18. Forecast for Wednesday, fine about the north, possible light showers elsewhere. Thursday, possible light showers and winds expected. Friday, light showers continue about the east, west and northwest during the afternoon, otherwise mainly fine. Looking to the north now, the highest temperature expected in Alice Springs again tomorrow with 36 degrees. Winds easing in Perth 33. Possible storms in Sydney 35. Similar conditions are on the way for Canberra 32, although much cooler in Melbourne, 18's the top. Currently in Hobart and Launceston, it's 18 degrees. Rating Devonport drizzling 17 and Kim an early Christmas Day forecast from the Bureau. Unfortunately, cooler than average.
Okay, well, good for roast turkey. And that is all your news for this Monday. Thanks for your company this evening. Good night, everyone.